You need to pay attention now. Not all messages arrive like this. There's something unusual in the air. A message from heaven has reached you. And this doesn't happen by chance. Something important needs to be heard. I speak to you because I was sent. There are things you haven't yet realized. There are dangers unseen by the eyes. But you don't need to be afraid. You are being protected. And this protection is real. Pay attention because what I'm about to tell you will bring you a sense of alert to the urgent message coming from heaven for your life. But I want to invite you now. Subscribe to the channel to attract blessings from the celestial voice. There is a presence around you now. It wards off evil. It guards your steps. Even when you sleep. Even when you don't realize it. Nothing approaches without permission. Have you ever felt a tightness for no reason? Or a restlessness in your heart? That was a warning. A sign for you to wake up. Not everything is a coincidence. And you were preserved. Angels watch over you. They see what tries to approach. They see what tries to confuse your mind. But no shadow reaches you. Because you are covered by light. And that light never fails. Your mother intercedes for you. She hasn't turned away. She hasn't abandoned you. From heaven she watches over you. She prays for you. And her prayers have been answered. There are paths you almost took. Decisions that could have hurt you. But something always held you back. That was protection. Nothing was luck. It was care from heaven. Now listen carefully. Not all voices deserve to be heard. But this one comes from the truth. It brings security. It brings direction. She doesn't deceive you. Evil tries to confuse through fear. But here there is no deception. Here there is clarity. There is peace that calms. There is firmness that protects. You can trust. You were chosen to hear this. Because your heart is sensitive. Because your soul perceives. Because you feel beyond words. And that makes you special. But it also demands attention. Not everything that seems light comes from the light. Not every easy path is safe. Therefore be attentive. You are being guided now. Every word has a purpose. Nothing is in vain. When you feel peace upon hearing, it's a sign. When your heart calms, it's truth. This voice doesn't pressure. It guides. It strengthens. It protects. You don't need to face anything alone. What comes against you does not prevail. What tries to hurt you is driven away. Heaven acts before danger arrives. You are surrounded and protected. But there is something you need to do. You need to listen to the end. There are important instructions. There are clear directions. They will free you from future pain. Don't ignore them. Silence is important now. Turn off fear. Calm your heart. Trust what you feel. This voice came to protect you, and it will not abandon you. You may feel a shiver. You may feel your heart race. This is not fear. It is spiritual recognition. Your soul knows. It recognizes the truth. Nothing that truly loves you confuses you. Nothing that comes from the light causes you despair. Here there is firmness. Here there is care. Here there is security. Remain. Heaven does not fail. And those who trust are protected. You are being prepared. Something will be revealed in due time. And you will be ready. Because you are not alone. Now stay alert. The next words are important. They can change the way you see everything. And protect you from something you don't yet see. Trust and keep listening. Something hasn't been said yet. There's a part of this message that can't be revealed all at once. Not because you don't deserve it, but because your heart needs to be attentive. The sky speaks in layers, and you've come this far for a reason. There are situations around you that seem confusing. People who have changed without explanation. Paths that have suddenly closed. None of this was random. Some doors closed to protect you. Others cannot yet be opened. You realized how certain things were delayed. Plans that didn't move forward. Answers that took a long time. This wasn't a delay. It was deliverance, and you will be grateful for it. Not all danger warns when it arrives. Sometimes it comes disguised as opportunity, as pretty words, as easy promises, but you were protected. Something always warned you inside. That restlessness you felt wasn't fear, it was care. It was heaven asking for your attention. Not everyone around you wants what's best for you, but none of them can touch you, because you are being watched. Something is moving now, even if you don't see it. Decisions are being aligned. Situations are changing silently. What seems still has already begun to move, and you still haven't realized everything. You may feel like understanding right away, to know what comes next, but rushing time breaks protection. Trust keeps you safe. Everything will come at the right time. Nothing will arrive too late. Some answers only appear when you are silent, when you stop trying to control everything, when you trust more than you question. Heaven works best when you rest, and you're learning that now. There are people who will get out of your way, and that will hurt. And perhaps that is the most important part of everything that has been said so far, because often the silence around you makes it seem like nobody is watching, that nobody is understanding, that nobody cares. But there is an unseen reality working in your favor, even when you doubt it. Have you ever noticed how certain difficult situations ended up better than they seemed at the beginning? How did what seemed like a loss turn into a blessing in disguise? At the time you didn't understand. Maybe you cried. Maybe you questioned it. Maybe you felt anger. But today, looking back, you can see that you were taken care of. And this is happening again. Something is being aligned. Something you can't fully see yet, but it's already in motion. You may feel a mixture of expectation and slight apprehension deep in your chest. This is not fear, it's transition. And transitions require courage. You are being guided from one level of consciousness to another, not just spiritually, but emotionally, mentally, inwardly. Heaven doesn't prepare someone for something greater without first strengthening them from within. And you have been strengthened. The difficulties you faced weren't meant to break you. They were meant to build you up. Each disappointment taught discernment. Each delay taught me patience. Each goodbye taught me detachment. Nothing was wasted. Not the tears. Not even the sleepless nights. Not even prayers said in silence. Everything was recorded. Everything was taken into consideration. And now, a new phase is beginning to take shape. But she demands something from you. Strategic silence. Discernment. Observation. Not everything needs to be answered. Not everything needs to be confronted. Not everything needs to be explained. Some battles are won simply by not entering them. And you are learning this. Someone has tried to destabilize you, perhaps with words, perhaps with actions, perhaps with absence. But you didn't fall like you would have before. You breathed, you observed, you held back. That's growth. You are no longer reacting impulsively. You are responding consciously. And that changes everything. Because when you change, the environment around you changes too. There's a cleansing happening in your relationships, in your thoughts, in your plans. Things that once seemed urgent now seem insignificant. People who previously took up too much space no longer have the same access. This isn't coldness, it's alignment. You are becoming more selective because your energy is being conserved. And that's part of the protection. There is something that needs to be said clearly. Not every smile is friendship. Not every closeness is care. Not every kind word is truth. But you are learning to feel before you can trust. And that is spiritual maturity. You don't need to distrust everyone, but you need to trust your feelings more. Your body reacts. Your heart senses. Your intuition warns you. And these signs are not random. If something is disturbing your peace, Pay attention. If something makes your heart race unusually, stop. If something seems too good to be true, analyze it. Protection doesn't stop you from living. It just guides your steps. And now, a choice is approaching. It won't be announced with fanfare. It will be subtle. It can come in the form of an invitation. It can come in the form of a proposal. It can come in the form of an internal decision. But you will know, because this time, you won't act out of neediness, or fear, or pressure. You will act for peace, and that changes the outcome. A strength is being restored within you. A confidence that had been shaken is returning. Perhaps you went through a period where you doubted yourself, where you questioned your abilities, where you felt less than you really are. But that was just a phase. You haven't lost your value. You were just being molded. And now he's beginning to realize that he's stronger than he thought, more resilient, more aware, more prepared. There are people who won't understand your new attitude. They'll say you've changed. And it's true, you've changed. Because remaining the same would have kept you trapped in something that no longer serves you. Change is not betrayal, it's evolution. And heaven honors those who evolve. Over the next few days, you will notice small signs, conversations that will bring confirmation, situations that will reveal intentions, answers that will come effortlessly. Observe, don't rush into things. There's a difference between acting and reacting, and you're learning to act at the right time. There is also something being restored in your faith. Perhaps you have experienced times when you prayed and did not see an immediate answer, but the response isn't always instantaneous. Sometimes it comes as a deliverance, other times as a delay, other times as silence, but it never comes as abandonment. You were never abandoned, even when everything seemed confusing, even when no one understood her pain, even when you smiled on the outside and cried on the inside. You were supported. There is constant care, active vigilance, silent guidance, and this continues. But now, there is an important request. Protect your mind. Not all information needs to be absorbed. Not every opinion needs to be considered. Not every criticism needs to be answered. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your journey doesn't depend on the approval of others. It depends on its internal consistency. There's also something being adjusted in your home, in your routine, in your environment. Perhaps you feel the urge to organize, to clean, to get rid of old things. Do it. Organized environments promote mental clarity, and clarity strengthens decision-making. There is an energy of new beginnings, but a conscious new beginning, not an impulsive one. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting with experience, and that's different, very different. Now take a deep breath. Notice how your heart is calmer than it was at the beginning of this message. This is a sign of alignment. You needed to hear all of this. I needed to remember that she's not alone. I needed to understand that what seems like a delay is actually a strategy. What appears to be silence is actually preparation. What seems like a loss is actually protection. And there's still more to come. But what's coming doesn't bring fear. It brings positioning. You will be called upon to take a stand, to say no when necessary, to say yes when there is peace. And that will define its next phase. Stay alert. Keep watching. Keep trusting. Because the care remains. The protection continues. And you are exactly where you need to be. Nothing got out of control. Nothing happened by chance. Everything is being taken care of. And you are ready. More than you imagine. And perhaps that's exactly what still needs to fully sink into your heart. You are stronger than you think. More prepared than you think. More protected than you can see. There is a human tendency to only look at what is missing. At what hasn't happened yet. At what hasn't arrived yet. But today the heavens invite you to look at what has already been overcome. Look back for a moment. How many things did you think you couldn't handle? And then you did? How many situations seemed like the end, but weren't? How many times have you felt you didn't have the strength, and yet you still got up? This wasn't just resistance, it was support. There is a difference between surviving and being supported. You didn't just survive, you were led. And there is something that needs to be revealed now, delicately, but firmly. There is a phase of your life that is officially coming to an end. Even though nothing has changed externally yet, internally something has already changed. You no longer accept what you used to accept. You no longer tolerate what you used to tolerate. You no longer remain silent like before. This is not rebellion, it's awareness. And awareness changes destinies. There is also a healing happening. Silent, profound, gradual. Wounds that you thought still hurt no longer have the same power. Memories that once weighed heavily on my chest now only pass through my mind. This is a sign that you are being restored. And restoration doesn't make noise. It happens within. You might not notice it every day, but if you compare yourself to who you were a year ago, you'll see the difference. There is more maturity, more balance, more firmness, and this is preparing you for something that requires emotional stability, because what is coming cannot be received with insecurity. You are being prepared to manage something bigger. It could be a responsibility, it could be an opportunity, it could be a more mature relationship, it could be a new professional phase, it could be a more intense spiritual calling. But whatever it is, it will require discernment, and you are developing that now. There is also an important truth. Some connections are losing strength because they have already served their purpose. Not all relationships end in conflict. Some simply weaken, and that doesn't mean failure. It means a cycle is complete. You don't need to force permanence. Those who need to walk with you will walk naturally. No pressure, no excessive effort, no constant wear and tear. Balanced relationships don't drain you, they strengthen you, and you begin to realize who adds to your energy and who only drains it. That is wisdom. There is also something being organized in your financial or professional life. It may not be visible yet, but internal decisions have already been made. You no longer accept crumbs. You no longer accept empty promises. You no longer accept devaluation. This changes your attitude, and attitude changes results. You are learning to assert yourself without aggression, to speak without fear, to set boundaries without guilt, and that brings respect. There is also protection over your mind. Thoughts that once persisted are now losing strength more quickly. Fears that once prevailed are now being questioned. This is spiritual growth combined with emotional maturity. You're not just believing, you're understanding. And understanding brings stability. In the coming days, pay attention to your dreams. Some will bring symbolic messages. Others will bring confirmations. Don't ignore what keeps repeating itself. Communication is happening in subtle ways. But remember, true guidance never generates panic. It never generates despair. It never generates extreme confusion. She brings alertness with peace. And if something causes you intense anxiety, it doesn't come from the light. Learn to differentiate between steering pressure and steering pressure. Pressure suffocates. Direction guides. You are being directed, and that brings security. There is also a specific deliverance that you haven't fully realized yet. Something that seemed like a recent frustration. Perhaps an invitation that never materialized. A proposal that didn't move forward. An approach that cooled off. That was taken care of. Because not everything that seems like an opportunity is actually in alignment. And you were spared something that could have confused you later on in time. This will become clear. There is also an internal reconciliation taking place. You are learning to forgive yourself because of past choices, because of hasty decisions, because of trusting too much, because of insisting where I shouldn't have. But understand this. You did the best you could, with the awareness you had at that time. And that's enough. Prolonged guilt does not bring growth. It brings stagnation. And you're no longer in a position to stagnate. You are in a position to move forward. Perhaps slowly, perhaps silently, but moving forward. Something is being rebuilt. In your self-esteem, you begin to recognize your own worth, without depending on constant validation. This is liberating, because when you understand your worth, you stop accepting less than you deserve. There is also a heightened sensitivity. You perceive environments more quickly. You feel energies more clearly. You identify intentions with greater precision. This is not an exaggeration. It is refined perception. But use this in moderation, without paranoia, without hasty judgment, just an observation. You don't need to confront everything you perceive. Sometimes simply stepping away is enough. Silence remains your best strategy. In many situations, not every thought needs to become a word. Not every word needs to become an argument. There is power in discretion, and you are learning this. There is one more important detail. You don't need to understand everything right now. Some revelations come in parts, so that you can absorb them maturely. If everything were shown all at once, it might generate anxiety, but the process is being conducted at a pace that you can handle, and that too is caring. There is an expansion happening, internally first, externally later. You are broadening your vision, expanding your awareness, expanding your capacity for discernment. And when the mind expands, life follows. Get ready to discover opportunities that previously went unnoticed, conversations that will open doors, ideas that will bring solutions, inspirations that will bring movement, but everything in its own time. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. You don't need to chase after what's yours. What's meant for you will find you. Continue strengthening your inner self. Continue protecting your peace. Continue choosing environments that nurture you, because what is being prepared doesn't go well with constant confusion. You are being elevated to a level where clarity is essential, and that requires maturity. You are ready, even though I still doubt sometimes. Doubt doesn't negate preparation. It simply reveals that you are still growing. And growth is a process, not an instant event. Now breathe again. Feel what has changed within you. Since the beginning of this message, there is more calm, more firmness, more awareness. That's alignment. And there is still more to be said, because what is coming will require not only faith, but conscious action. Keep listening. The next section is essential, because now it's not just about understanding. It's about taking responsibility. Embrace the awareness you have received. Embrace the level of maturity you have developed. Take responsibility for the next phase. There comes a point in life when a person stops asking for signs and begins to recognize the ones that have already been given. You're at that point. It's no longer about waiting for external confirmation. It's about validating what's already clear within you. There are decisions you already know you need to make, conversations you already know need to happen, boundaries you already know need to be established, and postponing it only prolongs the discomfort. But understand this, it's not about acting impulsively, it's about acting consciously. There is a huge difference between breaking up out of anger and standing up for yourself out of maturity. You are not being called for conflict. You are being called for alignment. If something is not aligned with your peace, it needs to be reviewed. If something requires you to diminish who you are, it needs to be questioned. If something is constantly forcing you to remain silent, it needs to be analyzed. You weren't created to live in constant tension. There is also a subtle shift in how you view the future. Perhaps there was anxiety before, a sense of urgency, a need for everything to happen quickly. Now there is more serenity. You begin to understand that what is solid takes time to build, and what comes too quickly often goes away just as fast. You are being prepared hard for stability. And stability requires a firm foundation. Something is being built behind the scenes of your life. Even when everything seems the same, adjustments are happening. The right people are being put in place. Circumstances are being aligned. Paths are being cleared. You may not see movement, but there is movement. Silent, strategic, precise. There is also a strengthening of their identity. You begin to recognize yourself without masks, without trying to please everyone, without needing to adapt all the time. This may bother those who were used to its more permissive version, but it's part of the process. Not everyone will stay when you grow up. Some preferred his version, which was less accepting, less questioning, and less demanding. But you're not that person anymore. And that's not arrogance. It's evolution. There is also greater clarity about what you no longer want. Sometimes knowing what you don't want is just as important as knowing what you do want. You no longer want unbalanced relationships. You no longer want tense environments. You no longer want promises without actions. You no longer want to feel invisible. This internal definition opens up space for the new, because while you accept the minimum, you block the maximum. There is an internal reorganization taking place. Priorities are shifting. Values are adjusting. Expectations are being filtered. You are no longer available for anything. And that's active protection. There is something important about your energy. Have you ever noticed that when you make a decision internally, the outside world starts to move? Because change begins within, and the outside world responds. You are entering a period where internal decisions will have a rapid impact on the environment. Therefore, be careful about what you decide. Be careful about what you declare. Be careful about what you accept. There is power in your posture. And this is not spiritual exaggeration. It is emotional maturity combined with awareness. There is also a restoration of their courage. You faced situations you thought you couldn't handle, and you did. Now, future challenges won't seem so daunting, because you know you can get through. That trust is built through practice, and you built it. There may still be areas that generate insecurity, but the difference is that now, you don't freeze up like before. You reflect, you breathe, and you move on. That's growth. There's also something related to your voice. You will be called upon to express yourself more, to not suppress your feelings, to not erase yourself, but he will do it with balance, without aggression, without outbursts. Quiet firmness is more powerful than shouting. You are learning this. There is also special care being taken regarding their next steps. Don't share everything. Don't reveal all your plans. Don't explain every detail of what you want to do. Some achievements mature better in silence, and you are being advised to preserve it. Not everyone needs to understand your process. Not everyone needs to follow every step. Strategic silence remains a form of protection. There is also a phase of discrete rewards, small joys, small confirmations, small advances. Do not despise the little ones. Great transformations are made up of small, consistent movements. You are leaving a cycle of intense learning and entering a cycle of application. Now you will apply what you have learned in practice, in choices, in relationships, in opportunities, and this will bring more solid results. There is also something that needs to be said delicately. You don't have to carry everything alone. You have a tendency to take on responsibilities that aren't entirely yours, from overprotecting, from solving problems that others should be solving. But now is the time for balance. Helping doesn't mean overburdening yourself. Caring doesn't mean abandoning yourself. You're learning how to balance that, and that will bring lightness. A more stable peace is approaching, not that fragile peace. That depends on everything being perfect, but a mature peace that remains even when there are challenges. This peace comes from within, and it is being built. You've already noticed that you react less to external chaos, that you observe more before acting. this is a sign of emotional stability. And emotional stability is one of the greatest protections anyone can have. Because when you are stable, no one can easily manipulate you. No one can easily destabilize you. No one can lead you through fear. You begin to act out of conviction, and conviction breeds firmness. There is also one important detail regarding the coming months. Some situations that were previously undefined will begin to become clearer. What was lukewarm will either get hotter or colder, and that will be good. Prolonged uncertainty breeds anxiety. Definition brings direction. Even if the definition isn't exactly what you expected, it will bring clarity, and clarity sets you free. You are being led to a place where there will be fewer doubts. But to get there, you need to maintain your current attitude: trust, observation, discernment, strategic silence, no impulsive decisions, no backing down out of neediness, no insisting where there is no reciprocity. You're above that now, and you need to act like someone who knows their own worth. There is also an expansion of their faith, but a more conscious faith, less emotional, more structured. You don't believe simply because you feel. You believe because you understand, and that makes it stronger. Now, breathe again. Notice how this message has been building something within you. It wasn't just motivation, it was direction. It wasn't just consolation, it was empowerment. And it's not over yet, because the last part of this message isn't about warnings. It's about a definitive stance. Continue. What comes next is the closing of the cycle and the conscious beginning of the next stage. And now, we enter the final alignment, not an ending, a positioning, because everything you have heard until this moment was preparation. Preparation of your thoughts, preparation of your emotions, preparation of your discernment, preparation of your courage. Now comes the shift. You are no longer in a season of confusion. You are in a season of clarity, and clarity changes everything. There is a quiet strength rising inside you. Not loud, not dramatic, not impulsive. You are grounded, certain. You may still have moments of doubt, but doubt no longer controls you. It visits, and then it leaves, because something deeper has taken its place. You are beginning to understand that protection is not always visible. There were conversations you did not have, because something held you back. There were places you did not go, because something did not feel right. There were opportunities that slipped away before you could grab them. And now you see, that was not loss, that was alignment. You are being aligned with what matches your growth. Old patterns are breaking. Old fears are losing authority over you. And this is not accidental. You have been trained through experience. Every disappointment refined you. Every delay strengthened you. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. Nothing was wasted. Even the pain had purpose. Now listen carefully. You are stepping into a phase where your energy must be guarded wisely. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not everyone deserves explanations. Not everyone deserves front row seats to your process. Privacy is protection. Silence is strategy. You do not need to announce your next move. You do not need to justify your decisions. You do not need universal approval. You need inner confirmation, and you are learning to recognize it. There will be a moment soon when something feels different. A conversation, an offer, a sudden clarity. When it happens, your body will feel calm, not rushed, not pressured. Come. That is how true direction feels. It does not shout, it confirms. And when that moment arrives, you will not hesitate the way you used to, because you have matured. You have learned that peace is the greatest confirmation. Anything that steals your peace requires reevaluation. Anything that pressures you intensely requires distance. Anything that confuses your intuition requires pause. You are no longer attracted to words invite higher experiences. There is also a restoration happening in your confidence. You are beginning to trust your own judgment again. You are beginning to honor your boundaries again. This is powerful, because once you trust yourself, manipulation loses its influence, and you are stepping into self-trust. There is something else you must understand. The season ahead will require courage, not loud courage, quietly. The courage to say no without guilt. The courage to walk away without drama. The courage to wait without anxiety. The courage to move forward without needing permission. You are no longer who you were at the beginning of this journey. You have evolved, and evolution demands new behavior. Some people will not recognize you. Some may say you changed. Yes, you did, because remaining the same would have kept you stuck. And elevation requires separation from certain environments. Do not chase what leaves. Do not beg what withdraws. Do not shrink to be accepted. What aligns with you will remain. What is meant for you will grow naturally. There is also an unseen acceleration beginning. Things that felt stagnant will begin to move. Conversations that felt delayed will begin to unfold. Answers that seemed distant will begin to arrive. But you must remain steady. Do not sabotage progress with impatience. Do not rush what is unfolding. And your timing is being carefully orchestrated. You are you are. And positioning matters more than speed. There is a final reminder for you. Fear is loud, but truth is calm. Confusion is chaotic, but direction is peaceful. Pressure is urgent, but alignment is patient. Learn to recognize the difference. You are more discerning now. You can feel when something is forced. You can sense when something is genuine. Your intuition has been sharpened. Your spirit has been strengthened. Your mind has been stabilized. This is not coincidence. This is preparation completed. Now you move forward, not as someone searching, but as someone aligned. Not as someone desperate, but as someone clear. The next chapter will not look like the previous one. It will feel lighter, more intentional, more balanced. You will choose differently. You will respond differently. And because you expect differently, you will receive differently. Stay grounded. Stay observant. Stay sente. You are protected. You are guided. You are evolving. And nothing that is truly meant for you can be taken away. Walk forward with calm certainty. Keep this message in your heart. It's a reminder, a sign of care from heaven. And whenever you need it, remember this. If you've made it this far, write in the comments, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. This is your confirmation. This shows that you received this message. And to continue receiving words of light, guidance, and protection, subscribe to the channel now. Activate the bell. More messages are still to come.